What is up, guys? Leon here. So today this is basically a video of me analyzing the new DELTARUNE / Undertale newsletter. So I'm gonna be reading it out, and basically we'll read it out first, and then I'll go over some of the stuff, like the progress of the game and stuff. So may as well jump right in. Here we go. What's that? It sounds like the sun. Summer turns up the heat. There's not much news this time, so I'll try to keep it brief so you can get back to your vacation. Sound of adult laughter. By the way, these sprites were made by Temi, and they always are. Okay, DELTARUNE's progressed. As was the case last time, we're focusing on Chapter 3. However, there are a few people working on pieces of later chapters, such as bullet patterns or puzzles. As for Chapter 3, we're finally creating the final overworld area. You could think of it like the Queen's Castle or Card Castle, but for this chapter, with this complete, the chapter will finally be playable all the way through. Fun fact, I composed this song in the area for 2016. This chapter is made of many different pieces, so it's been hard to understand exactly how everything was turning out. Now that things are clear, I just need to roll over the entire game with a steamroller and crush out all the bumps. There may be things to add, things to fix, or things to remove, but many pieces have been quite polished already, so it won't be too bad. As you can tell, this chapter is shaping up to be a pretty strange one. I'm mostly focused on unusual gameplay elements, and it's not too heavy on the story, since it's so frivolous. I feel a bit self-conscious about it, but at least I got to try something different. Anyway, Chapter 4 will be a much more standard chapter. Probably meaning something like a lot more lore heavy. As we can see from that, so Chapter 3 seems to be basically almost done in development, but it's going to be a lot more like silly and not a lot like very lore heavy. Like Chapter 2 was pretty lore heavy near the end, but it didn't have a lot of lore. Chapter 1 was pretty lore heavy, but I feel like Chapter 3 is going to be a lot like less lore heavy, and then Chapter 4 is going to like be more like Chapter 2, I think. So let's get to the next part of the newsletter. Summer means ice cream, right? That reminds me, in Undertale there's one piece of unused content that I'm not sure I ever explained. Only a few people know, and those who do know probably forgot, but there are unused sprites in the game of Sans eating an ice cream. Why do these exist? Originally, I wanted to have a special scene if you reach Sans fast enough from the beginning of the game, essentially if you did a speedrun. We've recreated the scene below. I'm not going to play the video, you can watch it yourself if you have the newsletter. But I decided not to do this for obvious reasons, but I still think it's funny as a concept. I do find it quite funny that there was originally going to be a scene if you reach them fast enough, like by doing a speedrun, but I feel like that would just be, would that literally just be that? But I will not be playing any of the videos from this because, or like any of the audio from this, because it's too annoying to get that up. So let's just go to the next part of the newsletter. Usually, this is where I advertise songs that got into a rhythm game. However, this time my song didn't make it. To explain a bit, it's hard for me to want to give it my all to make a song that's not for a story character or a scene in game. If I can feel a deep connection with the subject, then I can make a great song, but just simply make a song for a rhythm game is a surprisingly difficult request. Therefore, I decided I would try to focus on a subject that I could feel a deep connection with. I decided to make a song about a factory of dogs getting hit on the head with giant cartoon squeaky hammers. Surprisingly, they were imagining something slightly different that makes sense, I suppose, considering I made the song demo before they gave me any instructions on what they wanted at all. We will try to finish the song one day, and of course, I'm going to try my best making a different song for the game too. And then he left an image of the dog getting hit by the squeaky hammer. We didn't really get a lot from that, but basically just kind of telling us about Toby Fox getting his song rejected, which is kind of sad, you know? the Toby Fox getting his song rejected. Pretty sad. Okay, on to the next one. The Greatest Living Show. Our music video reached 1 million views. 95% of those views were probably me, so thanks to the other 5% who are subscribed to the newsletter. Here it is in case you want to watch it. Warning, contains graphic content. By the way, the art book is now being printed. Here's some samples from it. Feel free to check out. And here's the art book he was talking about. I don't really know at all what the hell the Greatest Living Show is. I saw on his, like, I think it was a Spotify page or his, like, a YouTube page. There's, like, a playlist with the Greatest Living Show on it. I didn't watch it or look at anything from it, so I might go and watch it after this video. Toby Fox's voice acting debut. Around a year ago, I was asked to do some guest voice acting in We Baby Bears, a cartoon for small children. Now the episode is finally out. I played the shy skeleton Jared in the episode Polly's New Crew. I only have a few lines, but it's always been a dream of mine to be a voice actor in cartoons. So when I got this, my first and only request, I instantly had to say yes. It was really fun and interesting experiencing doing a professional recording. I've tried to do something a bit different from my normal voice, but my voice already appears repeatedly in my games, so you guys already know what I sound like, right? For example, Task Manager and Queen's voices are just me anyway. I mean, it's quite cool seeing Toby Fox being, like, in other pieces of media, but in a children's show, it's a bit weird to just see Toby Fox just randomly in a kids show. But I mean, I feel like he would be quite a good actor for other stuff. Anyways, let's go on to the next thing. The Undertale and Deltarune interview series Papyrus. This month's interview is Papyrus. I've only really picked out some interesting questions, because obviously not every question was answered, but like I picked out some interesting questions. So here you go. Question: cereal before milk or after? Milk before and after. Calcium is the most important meal of the day. What's your opinion on macaroni and mayonnaise? I believe it's a delicacy. Macaroni, I give my highest marks. However, mayonnaise is a butyrous oil. You're not supposed to eat that. I eat it. Case in point. What was your life before you moved into Snowdon? Before Snowdon? Well, there was green grass and, hey, showers free. Finally, Sans, finish the question for me. Sure. The question's finished. So, I'd say that was quite interesting, but since it said this month's interview, so I don't know if there was any interviews for the last ones, but that probably means that Deltarune and Undertale characters are going to be doing, like, interview type things. So, that's quite interesting. I actually put a question in there, but obviously it was like something about Tales of Spire. But obviously that didn't get in there, obviously. So, okay, on to the next thing. So the top it just kind of showed a gif of Birdley finding the well, but then it said, how to get infinite sands, duplication glitch, patch 1.1.1. I don't really know what those figures are. It doesn't really say anything about them, but okay. Conclusion. Thanks, can you believe it's already autumn? See you. I don't know if this was some kind of translation error or just some random weird misspelling, but thanks, can you believe it's already autumn? See you. Didn't really sound right. Then there's Undyne at the bottom. I feel like, so everyone was, there's a little theory going around. The Undyne was gonna, like, I don't know, be some kind of character in Chapter 3, because the cops were called after the tires were slashed at the house at the end of Chapter 2, so Undyne's probably gonna be there, but I don't know why they just put Undyne at the end. But this whole interview, it was interesting. So it seems the Deltarune Chapter 3, 4, and 5, or Chapter 3 is basically polished already. It's been quite polished, and it's not really buggy, but it's not going to be very story heavy, so it's just going to be more of a silly chapter. But then Chapter 4 is going to be a lot more of a normal chapter, like Chapter 2 and Chapter 1. So I'd say so I think Toby, or there's been rumors, the Chapter 3, 4, and 5 are going to, like, release at the exact same time. So I feel like Chapter 3 is going to release rather mid-September, because that will be the 2-year anniversary of Deltarune Chapter 2, or it will be end of October, because that will be the 5-year anniversary of Deltarune Chapter 1. So I feel like it's one of those dates that we're gonna get. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like doing these Deltarune videos. Like, I actually get to do, like, videos on a game I really like. This is probably one of my favorite games. So instead of, like, doing, like, Fortnite has just been getting really boring lately, and Deltarune's just in my opinion, a way better game. Or just Undertale and Deltarune and the whole thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.